Mataji has also joined, which is good. Chitra Mataji over there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Back in Pune, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
479, yes.
Wonderful. Meenakshi Mataji, I offered a lamp for you yesterday also.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams to all. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I will tell you something very interesting happened. I was actually taking my one of my friend's mother to Radhakund, okay, and I was planning to do Govardhan Parikrama yesterday, and she was sitting. She had a plan. She had a thing that every month she does once at least. She goes to Radhakund and recites at Radhika Kripa Kataksham prayers. No, she does it 100 times. Once in a month like that, she goes there and does it. So she told me that you please leave me in Radhakund and you do your parikrama. Then on the way, when you reach Radhakund, we will both can go back to Vrindavan together like that. So what happened? I did my parikrama. I came up to Radhakund. And I almost started closer to Radhakund. So by the time we reached Radhakund, the parikrama is almost over. So what happened? I did it, and then I came up to Radhakund, and by that time she had completed her service, and she had already started walking in the Radhakund Parikrama, you know, right? Or Raghunath Das Samadhi, Raghunath Das Goswami Samadhi, then the say the Teen Goswami Samadhi and all that thing, and then around that towards Lalita Kund and that side. So she told me that I am going that side. So you please come. I told her to be in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Baitak, so that we can meet there, just around, no, around the corner. But what happened? I was crossing Lalita Pond, and then I went further. And I was thinking, because in Raghunath Goswami's thing, the Radha Giridhari was there, and I thought I can offer the lamp on behalf of Meenakshi Mataji. She requested me. While I was doing parikrama only, she requested. So I thought, Radha Giridhari is there near Raghunath Goswami, so there I can do it. But then I didn't have the lamp with me. So I thought, what to do? I can only mentally pray to her. Anyway, I will go to Shyam Sundar and I will offer for her. But what happened? She crossed, what do you call this, Lalita Kund. I mean, I crossed Lalita Kund and I was going ahead. From behind, actually, this Mataji who was, I had to pick her up, she was telling me, Prabhu, she tapped me. I said, oh, Mataji, you are already here. Then she said, I asked her, I told you to stop in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Baitak. She said, no, I was offering lamp to Radha Damodar. I said, hey, where is Radha Damodar? Just behind. Because there on Sanatan Goswami, Bhajan Kutir is also there. So just very close to the Lalita Kund. So I said, oh, can we go back and offer lamp? Then I thought I can offer on behalf of Mataji in Radha, where better to offer in Radha Kund and that too to Radha Damodar himself, right? So then I went there, I offered the lamp for on her behalf also, and then we again went to the vehicle to go back to Vrindavan. So I was just thinking at the time. I was just thinking at that time, if she had already gone to Baitak, I would not have had the chance to come back and offer the lamp to Radha Damodar. We would have had to go ahead to now. So Krishna arranged that instead of there, she was still behind, and she told me this also, that it could happen. I am explaining this to you, Mataji, so because you will really feel excited how Krishna planned this whole thing.
I'm actually more excited about something else also. Right now, you have taken so many names which have purified everyone here. Radha Kund, Lalita Kund, Govardhan. You've taken so many names, and
last 1 month,
so
last 1 month, my life is around the Goswami temples, around the Radha Kund, around Govardhan. You name anything, it is just like that only. Life is like that. So
yeah, for me, even hearing it's so purifying.
Well, you have a more intensity than me. I'm just here and but the thing is, this is such a sweet thing that going to offer lamp to all the Goswami temple deities or deities here, and then I attended a couple of days of Maharaj Kartik Yatra also. Radhanath Maharaj Kartik Yatra also. Met some of the devotees there. It's a very pleasing experience. Even hearing Namameshwaram, Damodar Ashtakam in the temple, just now coming from there. And it's Prabhupada, and it's such a packed program every day, and especially on Sunday, 4 to 5, you have Madhav Prabhu's Kirtan in MET. It's such a pleasing Kirtan. And then 5:30 to 6:30, we had an amazing class by Daivi Shakti Mataji, Prabhupada Lilamrita. He literally enjoyed every bit of it. And just packed immediately to this thing, Damodar Ashtakam in the temple, Deepdan, and rushing to here to catch up with you all.
Actually, I had one humble, sincere, wholehearted request to you, Prabhuji. By Krishna's mercy, I received Prabhupada Leelamrit. So I was about to request you, would you, whenever you finish the current book you're reading on Prabhupada, would you please start Prabhupada Leelamrit?
Prabhupada Lilamrit, if you hear Daivi Shakti Mataji's classes, you will not feel like hearing from anyone else.
No, that's I'm thankful to you and especially also Piyush Prabhuji, because Piyush Prabhuji had taken a lot of effort to share all the details of Mataji's lectures. So that's by Krishna's mercy, that's my plan, that to read and to hear Mataji's lecture. But Prabhuji, your honey drops
So actually, we
are
had
cherry on the top.
actually, we should have continued Prabhupada's Smaranam Jesu story, but for some reason, I am kind of really caught up with so many things in between, so even now, there's a lot of programs being planned here and there, and so I don't want this to be stalled once again. But anyway, let's continue. Let's let the Karthik get over in another 2-3 days, and then you will have some little time. We will catch up on that. Okay. Anyway, coming to this particular thing where the question, I mean, maybe Rishabhan Prabhu is here. He can explain to those who may not be fully this thing about it. There is a message that was sent on Thursday by Vallabh Chaitanya Prabhu. He usually sends everyday message, no? So that anyway, that's a different question, because in that Prabhupada writes in the Bhagavatam 4:28-60 that the only actual well-wisher, one so-called husband, relative, son, father, or whatever cannot actually be a well-wisher. The only actual well-wisher is Krishna himself. Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, Suhritam Sarvabhutanam. Society, friendship, love, and well-wishers are all simply results of being packed in different bodies. One should know this well and try to get out of this bodily engagement into which one is thrown birth after birth. One should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and return home back to Godhead. So for this quote, Prabhupada, Rishabhanu Prabhu mentioned that the statement is really heavy to accept. We cannot ignore blood relatives like parents or wives. Now, here, I don't think Prabhupada is talking about ignoring anybody. He is only referring to who is the actual well-wisher. And secondly, so Suhridam Sarvabhutanam is only applicable for Krishna, not for anyone else. They are well-wishers to a certain extent, but not to that extent where they will be able to release us from the from the cycle of birth and death. What is that shloka in Bhagavatam 2:1, I think 4 or 5. Deha Patya Kalatradishu Atma Sainyeshu Asaswapi. Anyone is on computer, if you can share the screen with the Veda base, that will be very helpful. Deha Patya Kalatradishu Atma Sainyeshu Asaswapi Tesham Pramatto Nidanam Pashyanapina Pashyati. The Prabhupada's point is always that don't be fooled that all these people who you consider as your protection or your Sena, um, the Deha, Apatya, this body, then the sons, wives, children, whatever, those are the um, um, your gods or protectors, because Pashanap Tesham Pramatto Nidanam. They are also under they are also under the what do you call? You have Veda based Prabhu. Who is sharing this? I think it
Prabhuji, I'm
only has
sharing.
till 10th canto or something. I think it has only 10th canto or something. I don't know if it has beyond that. In any case, so just wanted to quote that verse, no? So they actually they are thinking that Atma Sena means they are the fighting soldiers, they are the ones who are fighting for him and protecting him. So that is what Krishna is referring. 1 second, so much noise out here. Just behind me in the Goshala is the ground where the children will come and play. So there's a lot of noise. Okay, sorry about that. So the only thing that they want is you take care of them. There is no need to ignore and all. But the point is, don't consider them as your protectors. That is foolishness. Because everybody is suffering in this world. The moment you have expectations that anybody would, protect you, etc., then we will end up in disappointments. And then why we should get into all those stuff, right? You should have done this, I should have done that, etc. Everybody can try only to whatever extent that Krishna and destiny allows them to, right? So that's the whole point. So again, the thing went on to, I think Vallabh responded saying that only when they are not devotees. That is also wrong. That point also is not fully correct, because even if they are non-devotees, it is your duty to protect them. But whether they are devotees or not, there is no need for you to expect them to protect you. Over dependence on others' mercy. We've always said that, isn't it? Prabhupada says that. Don't depend on anybody for your protection. Krishna is the Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe. That we know very well. So even if they are the dearest friends also, they cannot help. For example, Gajendra's family, right? They were the dearest to Gajendra. They were not enemies. All the sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, whoever it is, or the children, they were all friendly with Gajendra. But when the danger came, none could. They also tried. Also, they tried to pull him out, but they couldn't do. That's one example. Other example is Draupadi. Draupadi's 5 husbands she had, not 1, 5, and all of them were very much protective of her. Yeah, well trained and well expert Kshatriyas also. But in spite of that, they could not save her at that time. You see. So this is the point we should understand, that the only when they are not devotees means this is giving a wrong understanding, that if they are not devotees we can ignore, if they are devotees we cannot ignore, irrespective of whether devotees or not. His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj always used to say this point, that even if they are non-devotee, not a devotee in the way you are saying, as far as Krishna is concerned, they are still devotees only. Whatever they did with that austerity, to that extent they are considered as devotees. So from our side, we should, if we start looking at them as, oh, they are devotees, they are this, they are that, etc., they are not devotees, they are in Maya, etc., that is actually a big offense on our part, right? So that understanding, that's why, that's the reason I wanted to have a discussion, because there is sometimes when we quote these things, no, the WhatsApp messages go too fast and we don't digest the thing properly, and then we will quote this left, right, and center, forward here, forward there, then the whole wrong message starts going, spreading around. You see, at least as devotees in the Prabhupada's movement, where we have access to the best scriptures, the most authentic and most conclusive scriptures of Prabhupada, we should not be misled by such a thing. So that's why understanding it deeply is very important. You should not ignore anybody, especially our dependents. Whether they are devotees or not doesn't matter. Like for example, suppose your son is daughter is not taking to devotional service, will you stop feeding them? Or your wife is not doing devotional service, do you think we will shunt her out? No, no. Irrespective of all that, we have to. Prabhupada's wife was Mataji was not so much of a devotee. She was not very supportive, or the children for that matter. But he continued his seva all through, right? So it is very important to understand this thing. Uh, Here, see the verse also. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves, their homes remain prisons, and their affectionate feelings for their family members remain foot shackles. See, all these things, when you see these thieves and the affection for the becomes of foot shackles, etc., it is only when you keep yourself as the center and see everybody as they should love you. You are doing it for them so that they can love you. That is the important point. The moment you keep Krishna in the center and serve all of them and yourself outside of that circle, like you are engaging everybody in that way, doesn't apply. That's why the point is very important. Until people become your devotees. You see that line in that verse? Prabhu, you can take that verse 10, 14, 36, Prabhu, if you are sharing the screen.
Yeah, I cannot share actually. I am on mobile actually.
Who was sharing earlier? Somebody was sharing.
Yes, Roji, Geeta Mataji was sharing. Geeta.
Yeah. See, Yavat Krishna na te janaha. That line is the most important. Tavad ragadayastenas, tavad kara griham, tavad mohongri nigado, yavat Krishna na te janaha. You see, if you come down to the translation, please. See, until people become your devotees, their material attachment desires remain their thieves. You get the point. We have to be very clear in this. Otherwise, we are calling ourselves devotees, and if you are hating our own people because they are not taken to devotional service, do you mean to say Krishna will appreciate us, or even that's a immature understanding, frankly speaking. Nobody will consider us as devotees. The moment they will say, they see you doing all this discrimination, etc., then they will tell you that what have you learned in your Bhagavad Gita? You are worse than karmis. Like that, people will make statement, which is true. There cannot be fire without smoke without fire. I mean, so you may not become too attached to them in that sense that your existence or your happiness depends on them. Not like that. Your happiness is always dependent on Krishna. But Prabhupada, he didn't get any support from his family, but his happiness was always in serving his spiritual master, and his happiness was always in serving Krishna and his guru. So irrespective of whatever was happening, he continued to be happy and satisfied in that seva. But at the same time, he did not ignore their requirements and their whatever his responsibilities were. Okay. Now coming back to that, the next point that started coming. Now, is it clear now? This particular point which we are discussing, how we understand this verse. So until you become devotees, all these things are there. The moment you become devotees, it is no more this thing, right? Now, Rishabhana Prabhu nicely put that point across that no one is non-devotee. So everybody is Krishna's part and parcel. That's the right understanding. So when you understand that way, then there is no question of differentiating between these way. You associate very closely when you are devotees with others, and when you when they are not devotees, then you keep that what you call keep that distance, that you serve them in whatever. Just like, for example, the other domestic animals or other people are there, you just lovingly feed them, or you do whatever basic things that are given, but you will not be too dependent on them for your Krishna consciousness. Their existence or their thing is not supposed to be a dependency for your Krishna consciousness. That's the most important thing to know. Now coming to the other thing that went on was for some discussion. I want devotees to bring up any points that you have. Like, is there any questions or comments on top of what we discussed till now, or the first thing? Yes, Sanjan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Then
Prabhuji, so I don't remember the name of the devotee you brought up just now. So how everybody can be considered a devotee, Prabhuji? Prabhupada himself
Rishabhanu
says,
Prabhu, yes,
Tushkutino Mudaha, etc. So not everybody is a devotee, right?
Prabhu, they are dushkrutis, they are mudas, let them be whatever they are. But you don't see them with a hatred mentality. Unless you see the devotee in them, you cannot appreciate. You cannot appreciate them as part and parcel of Krishna.
Oh, how Prabhu? Can you elaborate
How did
a little bit?
Prahlad Maharaj see? How did Prahlad Maharaj see Hiranyakashipu? He didn't see him as an enemy, and he saw Hiranyakashipu also as part and parcel of Krishna. That is why he kept on saying Asura Varya Dehi. Jahi Asuram Bhavam. Very important to note that point. You cannot keep saying that, I am in a Madhyamadikari state, in this state, that state, neophyte state, etc., etc. Krishna wants everybody to become Uttamadhikaris. He doesn't want us to just be satisfied with I am a Madhyama, Kanishta, or whatever. You may think out of humility you are Kanishta, but ideally speaking, your aspiration to be is to serve him to the best of the ability. Not that I will become Uttamadhikari and serve. These categories are not to become that. These categories are to just to show where we are. Always a Uttamadhikari thinks that I am a Kanishta. But the point is, he will always want to do service like how a Uttamadhikari does, to the best of his ability. You understand?
Yes.
So we never hate the sin, not the sinner, they say, right? So we never consider someone as an enemy or anything. Even their dushkrutis, mudas, whatever, for their negative character, that character we may hate, that we may condemn and all that. But the person as such, the soul is pure. So to that extent, the soul will be respected. That makes sense?
I've had a challenge in my life, Prabhuji, doing that. I'm reading. Every time I read that statement, I know that I'm not able to do that. So, what is the? I am not able to figure out how to love the Duskutino or Muda or whatever. Just hate the character.
So don't worry much about them for now. At least don't keep on meditating on them and letting the negativity pile up on our head. At least divert yourself to others. That's the whole important thing. Our mind always goes and gets stuck in that small thing, you see.
Sure, Prabhuji. But when we see some people, when we come across those people, maybe they are part of our life or something like that. when the interactions happen, we are left kind of, oh Krishna, why are they doing this, and like, we are shocked, we are like, we are affected. Just hating the character and not the person, all my life I've had challenge, Prabhuji. But
No,
I'll try,
this will be,
not to
Prabhu,
think
this
about
is
it.
very common. Prabhu, I am not free of it yet. Okay, I cannot say that like as if I have conquered that thing. Whatever, mind will continue to be like that. But just what you do is, whenever it comes, you just remember that the holy names. Remember, divert yourself to some other seva. I know how much I am struggling also with some people who are literally, cheating and disappointing in front of my eyes. Daylight, this thing they are doing all these things, and we are not able to, stop that at all. It's a very complicated world, Prabhu. So the best thing is to get to the Shastras, bury ourselves in Shastras, or discuss something which is more peaceful, sane, and engage in some physical seva, you know. Like whenever you have a lot of passion, no, that's when these
Right.
thoughts coming. So the best option is to put your passion into some physical seva, heart seva, like how you are doing that in the kitchen, this thing you are serving, no, helping some little service. So like that, you take the broom and sweep all the floor. That's why I somehow or other I have been trying to do my best in spite of whatever health or mental thing, physical thing that I have, to clean Prabhupada's room every day after the morning japa time, so that all the passion that you have goes into it. You clean heavy parts, go and wash big pots. That way you will get out of the that passion will get re-engaged in some more than Krishna service, and eventually you'll be purified. Okay,
Thank
but
you very
one
much,
small
Prabhuji. Thank you very
that
much.
physical service is very important, Prabhu. Simply sitting and reading also may not help. So you have to put your passion out there, passion and ignorance out there into the thing, or do some very hard physical service. Physical service is very helpful. Okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
I see quite a few hands raised. I'll go with who started first. Who started first? I saw. Who else was there? One left, huh? Sonia Thompson or somebody was there. Rohini Thompson or somebody was there. Who was the one left?
Prabhu,
Sorry?
I am Perandevi, Prabhu. I started.
Nandini.
From Chennai. Perandevi.
Oh, so Perundevi Mataji, but who was that Thompson?
I am Perandevi.
No, you are Perundevi Mataji. There was one Sonia, one Thompson was there. I don't know. Anyway, I think she got dropped off. Fine, Mataji. Yes, you had a question?
Yes, Prabhu. It is said in 1935, Prabhu, Lord gives special protection to the family members and descendants of a devotee, even though they are themselves non-devotees. Maybe it is only pure devotees, Prabhu.
Well, it may not be only 1935 or 1935.
1935.
You see that?
The Lord is so kind that he gives all protection to the family members of his devotee, and thus the devotee has no need to bother about his family members, even if one leaves such family members aside to discharge devotional service. Maybe he's referring to Yudhishthira.
So when it gives all protection to family members of his devotee, and thus the devotee has no need to bother about his family members, even if one leaves such family side to start devotional service. See, Prabhupada explains this thing more as an exception, right? So he probably, he tells this on the basis of a few examples like Sridhar Swami and himself. They did this thing when they had to go for a higher purpose, right? So what do you know the story of Sridhar Swami? Or it was Sridhar Swami only, I think, who was having
Yes,
a
Prabhuji.
child and mother died, and
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, you're right, Prabhuji. Sridhar Swami.
So yeah, so he saw that how can I go now? The child is there. Then he saw that one lizard was there, it was about to die or something. It gives birth to one baby lizard, and that baby lizard was saved by one other, somehow or other, the baby lizard was also saved. So he saw that example and he said, okay, I will leave. Anyway, Krishna is there to protect even the newborn, like that. So these are all very, very exceptional cases, which is possible only when your conviction is 100% on Krishna, that he will protect us also. See, the problem here is, I am a protector to someone. Okay. I am protecting somebody. Huh? But that protection, my responsibility, say, my responsibility to protect somebody. But that responsibility is great hardship. You understand? So that I want to give up very easily. Because it's very difficult, a difficult responsibility. You understand? But if I have to take care of somebody, I have to struggle so hard. So I will say, Krishna, you have to take care. But when it comes to my protection, where Krishna has to protect me, right? I don't have that same faith. Isn't that true? Otherwise, I will not be running behind when is the next prasadam, when is the next place I have shelter, etc. Isn't it? But I am so careful about my protection. I pray to Krishna, Krishna, please give me this, give me that, etc. But when I have to protect somebody, I think it is Krishna's thing. I should not do it. So why don't we leave everything to Krishna? Instead of asking for protection for ourselves, we should say, Krishna will take care. Just like I'm saying, Krishna will take care of that newborn child. He will take care of me also. So we can't apply one logic one place and another logic another place. You get me? You see the idiosyncrasy here, or the inconsistency here. Because taking care of child or someone is my responsibility, it's a hardship. I'll say Krishna has to take care. Krishna, you take care. I cannot do. When it comes to me, I say that Krishna, I am not thinking that I should do my stuff, my end of the thing. So Krishna has to do it. So that this is how we are our harmony is not there. Is that okay, Mataji? Karundevi Mataji asked this question, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
So that's why when you are telling that the child, Krishna will protect the child, I should also go to the forest and I will also have the courage to say that Krishna will protect me also. That I don't do. Correct? If I have to go into the dark, I'm really afraid. Oh, Krishna, I am doubtful. Krishna will protect me or not. I carry all these different things, torchlight, this, that, etc. So the same thing that we say for things would apply to us also. That's the point. Yeah. Okay. Another two more hands. Let's go to Sonia Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, when you were explaining that point, when you have family members who are not devotees, how to handle those kind of situation. Prabhuji, in my limited understanding, I think nowhere in spiritual literature, I think Krishna has told us to analyze anybody. I think we are nobody to
Analyze.
analyze the other person. Yeah.
Sorry,
So we can't.
analyze.
Yeah. So we can't say who's devotee, who's not devotee. I personally feel if we have a situation where the other person is not as per our liking, either he's there to test us or he's there because we are not strong enough. So maybe God has a way of, telling us that, we are not strong enough and, tell us about our faults. So I feel that, spirituality is all about focusing on yourself. I need to spend time in seeing where am I and how I can become better rather than looking at people around me and wasting time in analyzing them, making them better, teaching them or whatever. I feel I'm very
This
small.
is 100% this is 100% true, Mataji. You just put it so beautifully. That we are, what is that statement, Bible statement? Judge not, lest ye be judged. You know that, right? Judge not, otherwise you will be judged.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
And I
that's the
don't think
same
God
thing.
has ever said anything about judging anybody.
No,
I think all
judging is the
spirituality
last
is a,
thing that he would allow us to do. I
yeah.
mean, last is accept. Yeah,
And Prabhuji, I feel if we are wasting time in, looking at others, we are actually not spending time in correcting ourselves. Life is so
exactly.
short, and it should
Yeah,
all be about, we should only be focusing on ourselves and not on others, because life
very
is
true.
slipping out of our hands. If we keep looking at others, trying to, correct them, I think it's waste of time. We should
See,
focus
what
on
happens,
ourselves.
Namataji? You see, what
Mhm.
happens is it's a natural tendency that comes in us, which is it's like how do you say? It's a, what is that? Necessary evil, kind of. Say, ideally speaking, in devotional service, you are supposed to help others. That's what karunya, right? We have to be compassionate to others and help them. That's the reason you are looking at others, not to judge them. But what happens is we are not performing devotional service in its purest state. We are doing that. We are doing devotional service in an impure state.
Yeah.
You get me? So in that impure state, what happens is this compassion is wrongly misplaced, wrongly placed, and we, instead of being compassionate, we become judgmental. When you look at the others, when you see,
Yes.
when you look at the other situation, instead of becoming compassionate, we become envious or pride. Because of judgment, the whole thing turns around. He become judgmental means you become envious of the other person. Hey, he's having so much money. What misery he will have. Best thing is for him to engage everything in Krishna service. So this attitude itself is wrong.
Yes.
We don't see how much pain he has. We only see how much money he has. We think that his money should bring him happiness. But in spite of all the money, he is not having happiness. That's the reason he's coming to us. So instead
Yes.
of giving him some solace, we try to grab from him. That's what the judgment does. Judgmental attitude does.
Yes.
And you said very rightly that we are not to analyze or judge anybody. But the problem is that in order to help others, you need to hear from them. When you hear from them, if our mind is contaminated, our consciousness is contaminated, instead of feeling for their pain, we will say in our mind we'll be thinking that what this person has all the facilities in his life, and he is still having this thing. Unnecessary thing, unnecessary concern. So many other people are having challenges. He is not bothered about them. Unnecessarily is facing things for no. So all these judgments starts coming. He's not humble. He's not giving anything like that. And I don't know if you muted, who muted me. That's okay. So these are all things which, so Hemant, you really put it so aptly that we are not supposed to judge unnecessarily anybody, and that is the reason we keep going back and forth to gain more knowledge and try to be more and more humble, and eventually it happens. Yes, Meenakshi Mataji, you have any point to share?
Yeah, Prabhuji, actually, this is from your previous lectures, Prabhuji. You had tried to answer this the question which Anjan Prabhuji had asked, that how to deal with such situations and people where our own people or seemingly own people are giving difficult times. And at that time, you had explained two, three things, Prabhuji. First thing you had said is that, which you said even now, that we focus on the trouble points. So you had suggested first thing as that instead of troubling points, you try to see good in them. And you had also said that it will be difficult to do. But once you start doing it slowly, what happens is 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and Prabhuji, I have actually tried this. So I'm not saying out of 10 situations, in 7 situations I have reacted badly, but in other 3 situations I have actually tried to implement what you had suggested, and had made a list, tried to put a list of things which they are good at, which I'm ignoring when I'm getting angry. Okay. So what I did is I did it for a long time. I started putting the list every day. I started writing, because writing is more focused. When I only think, it will not help. When I started doing it for a long time, Prabhuji, I found that at least first day I didn't get anything good. Second time I pushed myself. Third time I pushed. Every day after doing for a long time, Prabhuji, now I'm at a situation where I know that they have these good qualities. So when I try to interact with them, you had also suggested that when you try to interact with them, you try to bring their talents or their good things. So then I tell them that you sing so well. Why are we speaking? Why don't you sing some Krishna bhajan? So
That's the way
the
to
whole
appreciate. That's the way to
that's
downtain. Actually, Maharaj says
so
the same thing, that you have to encourage others by looking at their good first. Because what happens is, you are such a nice singer, why don't you sing? Then immediately they will start thinking they are a good
yes,
singer, and so they will try to engage it,
yeah, and you
But it
cook
should come
so well.
naturally. It should not be with any agenda in mind. That's the main point.
No, that's true, Prabhuji. But I'm not saying it's easy, Prabhuji. I faced real difficulties. Even now, I'm telling you, out of 10 situations, in 6, 7 situations, I have been angry. But my point is that remaining 3, 4 situations, it has helped me. So I
See,
think,
but the whole thing is, what do you think as a success?
yeah. So that's what
No,
I'm
no, I'm
saying. This
asking
is a
you. I'm
journey.
asking you. What do you think as a success? We have discussed this in the past also. What do you think as a success in your attempt?
Prabhuji, one is, not now I'm not seeing them anymore with that hatred, which was there in the heart.
Now, the point is that
And most
willingness
important,
to
sorry,
listen, hear me out.
sorry,
The
yeah.
point is the willingness to attempt itself is our success.
Okay, Hare
Willingness
Krishna.
to endeavor itself is our success. Because Krishna watches that only. The results he gives. As you
True,
said,
Prabhuji.
now I'm able to do this, now I'm able to do that. You are not able to do. Krishna is making you experience it
True, Prabhuji.
because he is
Absolutely.
pleased with your endeavor. That is why every time what we should be doing, looking at, for us, the thing is always about the result. But for Krishna, it is always about the attempts, the endeavors.
True, Prabhuji. Sure.
So even after so many things, if we are still not able to achieve that point, it is not a failure on our part. We are still work in progress. But the point is, Krishna has recognized our effort.
True,
That's the whole
Prabhuji.
idea. We have to train our mind to somehow or other get more and more enthused to do this endeavor. Because what happens, focusing on the result is, Mataji, the eagerness or enthusiasm to put in our hard work in that endeavor goes down. Because when I always look at the result, I'm not getting the result. Why would I endeavor? You see that? So that is where we should be very careful to consciously understand that Krishna appreciates the endeavors only, not the end result of that endeavor. That end result is he has to give, whether to make it successful or not. Get
True,
me?
Prabhuji. True, Prabhuji.
So the more and
Absolutely.
more and more, the more and more and more we attempt, the more and more we please Krishna. There will be mistakes, but you should take lessons from the mistakes and keep refining it again and again. Eventually, we can do with very few mistakes or almost zero mistakes. And
True,
anytime
Prabhuji.
you miss something, immediately we ask apologies so that people. I will tell you something very interesting happened for me here. See, it's so much crowd here, right? Radha Shyam Sundar in our temple here, Krishna Balaram temple. Like when you go in the morning also, it's so very difficult to see. First 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was so difficult. You just have to look like this, stand on this thing, and then it's extremely difficult to take darshan of that even during Mangalarti time. But somehow or other, I found some ways to go see from one corner here, one corner there, like that, and then come out. So once what happened, uh, I think most of you have visited Vrindavan, you will know that first Gaurnitai, then Krishna Balaram in the center, and Radha Shyam Sundar Lalita Vishaka on the right side. No? So what happened? I came through the left side, like suppose this is the temple. I came through the left side, one of the doors, the middle doors, from where you can go and stand in near the pillar and see Gaurnitai. Okay. Now, one of the securities actually, who is standing there, he started chasing me in a little demeaning way, like, either aapko kade nahi rahega, like that he was just going on. I just told him, "What's your problem? I'm just taking darshan." Then he started really becoming very mean. That he said, "Where are you? कहाँ से आ रहे हो? आप कहाँ इधर से इधर क्यों आ रहे हो? आपका क्या है?" Like that, he was asking more questions. He would have been there for quite a while, and he was asking this question, and I looked at him, and I kind of feeling a bit annoyed. I said, "Okay, let's not early morning Mangalarti time. Let's not have this thing argument with this guy." So I just moved out. He was happy. That's how he kind of did his thing to somehow. His idea was to move people out, right? So he told me this, and then I went to after this Mangalarti incident, I went to Prabhupada's house and I was chanting and I was very disturbed. I said, why did I pick up this little argument with this person? Then the whole chanting that was going on in my mind, and I was kind of bit disturbed. Then what happened? I was thinking maybe this is not the right thing what I did, even though I may be right on my part and he made whatever it is. But I wanted it was not very thing. It is actually disturbing me. For him, it's just his duty. He was busy with other things. "Oh, come on, chalo, chalo, chalo," like that. He has to keep on doing. But for me, the chanting was getting affected by this thing. So next day, what I did, first thing I went to the Mangalarti. It's the same place, and I tapped on his back. He was standing in that same place, where you face Gaurnitai and that wall near there. So I just tapped on his back and I just told him that कल का जो हुआ प्लीज माफ कीजिएगा, मीन्स फॉरगिव मी, आप तो आपके काम कर रहे थे, मैं थोड़ा आपसे थोड़ा ये बात किया. He said, नहीं नहीं कोई बात नहीं, से मेरा तो ये है, आप कोई डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, एंड ही आल्सो सेड दैट, एंड आई फील वेरी प्लीज्ड. After that, it was very pleasing thing, and I felt very relieved, and I did my chanting and everything. It was a nice thing. But you know what Krishna did on top of it? Just for that one endeavor. Now again, this is the endeavor, right? This endeavor did not result me in him allowing me to stand there forever. That he will never do. Right? You will have to keep moving and I was only going for half a minute or whatever. There also something happened. That's why I was a bit upset. 2 days later, 1 day or 2 days later, this one of the devotees, local devotees, that Mataji, she called me and she said, I have this VIP pass, darshan pass. You can take it. I am not using it. You can use it for the Mangalarti. So the thing is, for that you can go, close to the, next to the first row is for Prabhupada disciples, the very closest to the deities. Next row, they keep a big space for this, some of these people, some important devotees who are coming or who have this VIP pass, for them they allow. So there I could go and take nice peaceful darshan, in the sense, there also crowd is there, very heavy crowd is there, but still not that much like, pushing, prodding and all those kind of things. It's not so much there. I was just thinking, and I was telling this other devotee that, I know why your mother gave me this, because Radha Shyam actually inspired her to give this to me. Just for the small endeavor of curbing your ego. I could have easily told her, why should I go and apologize to this security guy? He behaved very badly with me. Why should I go and do this thing? But I didn't know how it happened, but I went chanting, and because I was getting disturbed, I just thought that they should do this thing to come out of this disturbance that is there in our mind. right? So
Nice, nice, Prabhuji.
this exactly, immediately I could connect it that, they are watching. Radha Krishna is watching
Mm.
continuously what we are doing, whether we are apologizing, whether our false ego is going down, or you may be in some hurry, this, that, etc. But then little bit of exercising some patience and little bit of tolerance, that is immediately watched by Krishna. Again and again, those kind of things keep coming, the experiences, and we don't expect anything or want anything from anybody. On their own, they come and give. That's the beauty of them. You don't have to ask anybody for prasadam, and you don't have to ask anybody for, I want to go here, I want to go. Automatically, everything happens on its own. Simply, we should just sit here and do some little bhakti. That's all, and just try our best to curb down our ego a bit. I think Shivana Prabhu had raised his hand for a while, and I think he even put it down. Prabhu, do you have any point to share, Prabhu? I don't think we will get to your other question on Bharat Maharaj. Maybe we'll have to have another session. But this first part, at least, I thought we should discuss on that thing about the who's a devotee, who's a non-devotee thing. Yes, Prabhu.
Probably just small things, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
There's a wonderful team. I'm seeing that also always we're giving a very nice explanation right from hearing from 2009. The Prabhu, one of the Prabhu, you gave a wonderful advice when he not able to tolerate the non-devotees things, and you explained to focus on big parts. The same kind of situation when I experienced here, when I met Prabhupada's senior disciples or Prabhupada disciples, they gave a nice explanation. Just I'm sharing it. It is not applicable to all. I don't know about that. They told me that whenever you aspire, the desire should be always highly favorable to Krishna. Even for non-devotees, I should not tolerate like that. If you desire that, Krishna put into the situation. So that's what I want to clarify, that even if you have a desire, that should very maturely thinking and favorable towards Krishna or Prabhupada. And also another matter, you asked a question, how do you see that it is a problem, something? But what I understood that any action when anyone do that, so that should favorable, like Prabhupada should be happy with that. That's the way my Guru Maharaj advised me. Whatever the action I do, that will satisfy Prabhupada, because Krishna, it is very difficult to satisfy him, but Prabhupada, we can easily satisfy him. That two
He's
things I
more
want to
compassionate. He's more compassionate, and he is really mercy personified, causeless mercy personified. Thank you for that thing, Vishavan Prabhu. Yeah, we experience it day in and day out. How he has been so kind, especially for me. This is since last couple of visits I've been doing this seva, that after 7 o'clock in the Prabhupada's house, Prabhupada's quarters, I take the broom and I sweep all the floors, all the rooms of Prabhupada's house, 7 rooms. So it gives such a purifying feeling, and a sense of fulfillment, if I have to use that word, a sense of fulfillment. And so anybody who comes here, I encourage them also, at least one room you clean and you will feel that difference. So somehow we should be, what is that? Seva adhikara diye koro nijadasi, you say, right? So we should actually be waiting to grab the service for us. Then Krishna will arrange needful. Thank you, Prabhu. And I see Sonia Mataji also has raised her hand. Yes, Mataji. You spoke really wonderfully today, Mataji. Thank you for the beautiful point. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. These days, I'm listening to Bhagavad Gita, and I wanted to check with you about one point which I've understood from there. Can I just check if I'm
Yes, yes,
understanding that right?
yes, Mataji.
So Prabhuji, in Bhagavad Gita, in one of a shloka, Bhagwan Krishna is saying that it's the body which is doing physical actions. So, Prabhuji, but soul is the one, which is entangled in the body. So, is soul the one, which is responsible for desires? And because of those desires, body does whatever action, soul desires. And that's the reason soul is responsible and soul is entangled in this body. Is this understanding right, Prabhuji?
See, Mataji, it is like this. The father is giving, say, some 1,000 rupees to the son.
Ji.
But if that he is telling that you go and say get some say something related to his college, get a book for your college subject. But if the son goes and uses that money to watch a movie and waste it and come back, then what? How can the father be felt responsible for it? That is one view. The second view is the father should not have given the Lakshmi to the son who is not being controlled, who is not under control. Instead of giving the money, he should have gone and purchased and given that to him. If ideally, if you see it that way, correct? So from that perspective, he is still responsible for giving the money. If he had not given the money at all, then that he would not have done it. That's one way of looking at it, correct?
Yes.
So even in say, for example, like the say tube light is here. There is a powerhouse from there. The power is coming. The current power for the tube light is coming. It is on also. Now we are sitting and studying Bhagavatam. I have the free will to freedom to go and talk anything else also. No? Who stops me from doing that? But if suppose I go and break something here, break something there, then if the light was not there, I would not have done it. Because the light is there, I'm doing all these things. So end of the day, in one sense, that light being given to do these activities is responsible for me to do the sinful activities also, in one sense. If that light itself was not there, it would not have happened. That way you can argue, no? Similarly, the consciousness that is source, for which the soul is the source, is the only element that is making all this mind, body, intelligence, everything, all the senses to function. But soul does not tell this mind and these things, inducing this mind and everything to use that power of consciousness to get misled or do illegal activities, illicit activities. It is not the soul that is giving that inspiration to these things. But in between, there is one entity called a false ego. He doesn't exist, but he shows that as if he's existing. So he is the one who is contaminating that power and making the senses and body and mind and all to utilize that power to do all these wrong things. Now, from that perspective, the soul is responsible for giving the power, but he is not inducing them to do all these wrong things. That is because of the contamination of the association modes and all those things put together.
So, Prabhuji, then why is poor soul entangled into this body?
No,
If the
actually,
poor
I'm
soul is
telling
not
you,
responsible,
actually, I'm telling you, that's what is the graduation from Bhagavad Gita to Bhagavatam, right?
okay.
The soul is not at all entangled, in fact. Just like in a dream, you think that you are suffering, like that, you are thinking that you are suffering in this world. If you wake up, then you won't even feel like you are suffering. So it is a dream that is making us think that we are suffering. Actually speaking, we are not suffering. You have to read Bhagavatam more in depth for that.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm far
Okay.
behind, but I'll do that.
Like just like, if you're in a dream, you will actually feel the pain. Suddenly somebody is pushing you from the top of a cliff or something. You will feel like in the dream, you will be feeling like you are falling down, your head is going to break. Suddenly you'll just wake up and you see, where is that dream? It went away. Right? But that feeling you experienced during that falling, the dream of that falling down, is actually real for that period. The moment you wake up, that dream gone, you feel safe. So it's all about waking up. Uttishta Jagrata Prapya Varani Bodhati. Waking up from this ignorance. So actually we are not suffering. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
I will show you some quotes. We have discussed those things in our some of the sessions, but it's a very deep message actually. Is those who are in the soul platform, transcendental platform of the soul consciousness, the mood of being considering the soul, they will not be too much bothered about the negative things that are happening to the body, mind, and all the problems, miseries, and sufferings that are coming to the body, mind. They'll be beyond those things. And for that only, to achieve that state only, we are doing this chanting, reading, service, and etc. Little way will just improve the whole thing. Where whatever happens in the to the body and mind will not have its impact on us. Like devotees, when they have some problem, they don't unnecessarily immediately go to the doctor for every small things. Even some common cold is there, they won't run to the doctor. Some go, but most of the time devotees tolerate these things. They say agama apaino anityas. They come and go like seasons. So that way they are tolerant a bit. How are they able to do that? Because they appreciate and they practice the platform of the soul, the consciousness or platform of the soul, right?
Right, Prabhuji. So,
So this
can
is
you also,
yes.
so Prabhuji, can you also tell me why is my soul in this body and not in Vaikunt? What is
It's not
why
in.
am I in Vaikunt? Vaikunt Dham or
No, it
Golok
is
Dham? Why
that's what
am
I
I
said.
not there?
No,
Yeah.
that's why I told you. It's your consciousness. If this moment you can think that you are in Vaikunt, you will be in Vaikunt.
Okay.
Our mind and false ego is not allowing us to think that way. That's what I'm saying. Now I'm talking with you. We are all
Okay.
talking with each other. Right now, we are actually in Vaikuntha. When you are discussing this topic and we are releasing, you would have forgotten about your prasadam, you have forgotten about sleep, or you have forgotten about many other things. That is itself is actually your Vaikuntha. Why do
Yes,
you
well
think
said,
that
Prabhuji.
it is a region where all this gold, this, that, etc. will be there, and you don't imagine that way. Vaikuntha
Yeah.
is wherever you can experience Krishna, that is Vaikuntha.
So well said, Prabhuji. Yes, you're right.
So this is just a change of our state of mind, right? You change the state of mind and state of this consciousness that, I am suffering, I am here, I am there. Those things are coming because we are in the bodily conception. We come out of that, to come out of that thing, we should see that we are with Krishna. Krishna is protecting us. Then we will
Wonderful,
be able
Prabhuji.
to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So
Wonderful,
please,
Prabhuji. I've
yeah, please
understood your
study
point.
Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam in this perspective, and
Ji.
then you will be very thankful to Krishna and grateful to Krishna, and you always stay enthusiastic. Everybody has problems, but what stops us from being enthusiastic, except the fact that we don't want to get into bhakti, get into doing bhakti. The moment you decide that, okay, I am going to do service to Krishna, all problems are out of the window. You are right there doing your seva. Okay.
Thank you,
For that
Prabhuji.
only we need association, chanting, reading, etc. In the association of devotees, when we discuss like this, then we will encourage each other. So the faith increases, faith multiplies. Right? I hope that helps. I think we should stop here. The other question which went on for a little discussion, I think we need to do one more session. Give me a little time, maybe in a few days. I will we will plan maybe after this Kartik, so we'll plan one more session for that. We'll stop here, Prabhu Mataji. Thank you so much for joining on a Sunday evening. That too, some of you might be busy preparing for the Damodar Aarti, some might have done it, but all said and done, ours is a wonderful group. Please continue this nice churning, and sharing so many nice points. I was very happy to read all your messages. We'll continue further. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev Jai, Vaishnava ki Jai, Thank you Pramanande, Hari Hari. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandal
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please